All right. Hey, Zach. Welcome to
Hello.
the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm in between trips right now, so just have a little bit of home time before I go out on the road again.
Lovely. You're headed to Seattle next. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Cool, cool. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be like mid-March or so.
Yeah,
So you might have already wrapped up that trip
I'm
and
already back.
on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're there and then you're here. Cool. Well, thanks for being here. I'm really excited to chat with you about all things breathwork today.
Okay.
I love to ask my guests, every guest, a question before we get started. And it's pretty rhetorical, but usually everybody expands on it in their own way, shape, or form.
Mm.
So that question is, are you spiritually active?
Yeah, I think I am spiritually active. Yeah, I
I'd
think.
say you are too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spirit's everything. I feel like the more that we all open, it's like we just realize how much spirit is everywhere. It's in everything. You know, it's the things I was running toward. It's the things that I was running from, and
Mm,
so it just yeah, it makes an entirely different experience of the world. It's like when we realize like that it's all spirit.
mm, beautiful. What ways are you do resonate with you most right now to like connect with that feeling, that spirit?
Um, Feeling. I mean, I would say, I have such a, I'm just with the breath and everything that I do, and and just feeling like the feeling experience. It's like I know for me there's a large period of my life where I kind of like I lived from here and above, right? Just in the head and didn't really pay too much attention to the body and all of the things going on there. And so
Mm,
my journey has just been a just keep on deepening into the body. There's more feeling, there's more awareness, there's more intuition, there's there's just more spirit.
mm. That's
And
beautiful.
it's like what we feel is like that's life. That's yeah.
Even when it's uncomfortable and hard.
Oh, especially all those are those are great. Yeah. Yeah, we came here to feel all of the things. I always love to. I had to remind myself that for a long time. Like when we were, yeah, okay, you're a soul that came here for the full human experience. It didn't come here to just feel happy all of the time. It's like I came here to feel all of it.
Yeah.
And so that was a helpful mantra that I would remember sometimes when I'd be really in something and it'd be like, oh yeah, I came here to feel this too. And it would instantly be, it's like this relaxing and actually like
Yeah.
receiving this situation. And it's amazing how much just switching from like fighting against it to receiving it changes the entire experience.
I totally agree. I've been using that a lot lately, just like moving through the season of my life. It feels so unfamiliar and honestly uncomfortable. I wake up every day and I think I have a routine, a schedule, something to expect, and oftentimes it works out in the exact opposite way that mental planner in me is like, very attached to. And it's really, like you said, it's really a release and a relaxing into, okay, something's not going this way, or, you know, life is changing around me and that's okay too. And it feels good. This is how I get to know these emotions, how I get to better know myself too.
Yeah. Well, and question for you, when the mental planner is active,
Yeah.
what's going on with your breath and what's going on with your body?
Well, my breath is pretty shallow. Like, I mean, my shoulders, anytime I like get up from sitting for a while, I immediately feel like my shoulders, the back of my neck all hold on to so much tension. Even my jaw, I'm like grasping, gripping. Um, yeah, and it's almost as though I don't even know how to answer what my breath is doing because I'm not aware of it. It's happening.
Yeah,
It's instinctual at that point.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and when we're aware of that, it's like, well, okay, when I'm not paying attention, my jaw gets tight and my shoulders get tight, and it's like, I bring that in like, well, let's, how much more can I check in with my shoulders during the day,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I'm like, how much more can I be with my breath during the day? Because when we get lost in thought, or when the mental planner, what's like when it has so much energy, and when it's like really dominating the experience, it's because all of our awareness is on that and that alone, and we forgot that we have a body, and we forgot that we're so much more than just the part of us that thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of like the unraveling of that is like, hey, let the mental planner go crazy and just like relax and open and feel all of the things that are happening in your body. I just watch. It's like it takes the charge off of everything. Like everything that triggers us is just something that maybe we haven't felt fully yet. And as
Yeah.
we can spend time feeling and breathing and just like staying open in it, it's like it gets transformed.
Yeah. It's also so funny, like lately I'm like, okay, you need to relax. Like I see people in my life, I'm like, oh, if they just relaxed into it, they'd be okay. And then I'm over here with my shoulders up by my ears, like, I'm holding on to the tension too. But that's, that's the nature of which our world has operated for a really long time. So it is a lot of unraveling, a lot of unlearning. And honestly, like just taking time for yourself to sit with that can be hard. But like even this morning, I took 10 minutes. I was like, I'm going to sit down with my cacao and I'm just going to breathe and like not think or
Mm.
let the thoughts come and just let them be what they are with no expectations or attachment. And it makes the world of a difference the way the rest of my day and even week goes, just feeling so much centered and connected. It's very wild.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like when we're not present, it's like when we're not present in our bodies, then we'll kind of just entrain to the world around us, right? And in a lot of places in our world, it's like, yeah, people are living in fight or flight. They're very tense, they're very checked out, very, very, very mind-based, and so that's what happens when we don't pay attention. It would be interesting to also test like, oh, someone that's totally not being present, but they're at a Vipassana retreat, they're at a meditation retreat, and it's kind of like benefiting from and training to like, oh wait, it's not as discordant. It's not as maybe it's not as tense as when I do it at the grocery store or in the office building, or but yeah, there's this place where we, again, it's yeah, like we just become whatever the influence is upon
Yeah.
us. But in presence, when we're with our breath, when we're feeling, when we're in our bodies, it's like just so much magic is available.
The like image that always comes to mind for me when I think or talk about this is like me sitting on the couch just doom scrolling through social media. It is like a true like an addiction, where you get so far down and then you just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. And by then, I'm just like a thinking brain. I'm like, I don't even know what position I'm laying in. I don't know how long I've been on my phone, like none of those things.
Mm.
And then I think about like the best ideas or the downloads that feel the most like myself come to me when I'm driving in the car. And it's like, I think that's because I'm in such a state where I'm neutrally paying attention, but I'm also just like, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do except drive the car.
Mm.
And it's so crazy how, like, two experiences like that can very quickly, like, snap you back into your body, gently, of course. But, um, yeah, it's just so easy to your point to entrain ourselves to like, okay, this is the habit that I'm going to keep coming back to because I actually don't want to be connected to my body, or I didn't even realize that I was disconnected and I don't know what reconnecting feels like.
Mm.
It's uncomfortable.
Is it, it's uncomfortable to reconnect to your body.
I think it's uncomfortable to sit there and recognize that you were so disconnected. But,
Hmm.
there's always a returning.
well, yeah, no, that's maybe the most important step
Yeah.
is where we catch ourselves like, oh, I was just holding my breath. Or, right, I was so tense. I was, because, and realizing like, because I was worried about next month
Yeah.
and I was not here with what's really happening right now. And so, I think that those places where we catch ourselves, those are some of the most important places.
Yeah.
And it's actually a sign it's actually a sign of progress. Because I always tell people, like after a breathwork group, some people, they do a breathwork session and get deeper in themselves and really connect to the breath, and then they realize afterwards how often they hold their breath.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, cool, yeah, you've always been holding your breath 2,000 times a day, but now you're starting to wake up from it. Now you're starting to catch yourself. Now, now we can change. Now we
Yeah.
can bring new possibilities. So it's a good thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So I've gotten to know you quite a bit over the past couple of years. I'm very grateful for that. But can you tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah. That's a
It's a very loaded question.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit more about myself. Can you give me a direction?
Yeah, tell us, I think it's important to hear like your background. So like where did you come from? How did you get to where you're at now, be it career-wise, location-wise, all those good things.
Yeah, I think where do we start there?
I was born.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just kidding.
yeah, I'm thinking about where we should start here. Um, you know, I grew up. I got to a place. By the time I think I came in as a very very open. My family would tell me, how I was talking to spirits and telling them who's in the room with us and all of these things, and then somehow shutting that down in a hard way, and lived very shut down for a while.
Hmm.
And there was like 18, 19 years old, I just knew that there is something out there, and I don't like what anyone else is saying about it. Like, I
Hmm.
didn't like the religion story, or like, some of the that there's a God in the sky that's judging me, and whatever. Like, I didn't like any of the. I was like, I know there's something, but no one's given me a good answer yet, and so that became like this really hardcore. I just was seeking everything I possibly could, read every book, took every class I came across, started meditation and breath work about 18, 19 years old. And those have been incredible practices that have, those are the two that last. Like all the things I've done, it's like those are breath work and meditation. They're still very much a part of my life. Um, and then just this journey of continuously like waking up, realizing like, oh, that's not true either. Wait, that's not real. Wait, that's this journey of letting go. I started that journey and this was a great thing of like, okay, if I get all the knowledge, if I figure out the knowledge, that's going to get me what I want. And I do that for 12 or 15 years, and it's like I understand a lot of stuff about spirituality and personal development and growth and ego and all these things, but it's like I understand all of these things, but my life is still the same, and I still don't feel good, and I still have all of this self-judgment, and I still don't really like myself. And that just became so clear that I was like, oh wait, it's not about understanding, it's not about the knowledge. This journey of waking up is more about like letting go of what we've understood about ourselves, or the boxes that we've tried to stuff ourselves into, or the identities that we've tried to hold on to or become. And so this letting go and discovering like, oh, well, the everything I was looking for was already here. It was here the whole time, and I just didn't
Hmm.
see it because I was looking everywhere else.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so I would say a big part of my journey was and something that I work with people on all of the time. It's like it's where it's like relaxing our understanding of, about ourselves, about our world, about what's possible, because it's like we truly live like anything is possible, but sometimes we don't allow ourselves to receive that or to see that, or or like it could happen right next to you, but your mind will get rid of it because it does not fit into the understanding that you have about yourself or about the world. And so this exploration of relaxing the stranglehold on understanding that the mind has, the breath and the body are fantastic tools at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's like, hey, right, how many times has my mind thought that this is the end of the world? Your heart's like, no, everything's good.
Yeah.
Body's like, no, no, it's okay. We're good. It just didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
Right.
Um, and I think we probably all had so many experiences of that, of just being like, thinking that this is some terrible thing, and it was wrong. It was totally incorrect. And we realized like, hey, I have this, wait, I have a mind, and maybe it's always giving advice, but we realize it's often not very good advice. And so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I call it the friend that doesn't give good advice. And so I love my friend, I listen to my friend, but I just don't take what he says so seriously anymore.
Hmm. I love that. I want to take a step back because, I just working with you and some of the things I've learned through my own breathwork experiences are truly like letting go of that idea of having to know. Like you come out of an experience and you're like, I have to know why I felt this way or saw this, or still like in your day to day life, why are these things happening? And I think a lot of people usually think on the negative side.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious, like, your perspective on how did we get to this place where that's our natural instinct to, blame, point fingers, shove down, all of that.
I think that's like the beautiful part of the human experience. Like, hey, you came in perfect. Like you're a soul already that's perfect, whole, and complete. Like what's going to be the adventure? Well, let me forget all of that. Right?
Hmm.
Let me forget how connected I am, how loved I am, how eternal I am. Let me forget all of that and come to this place where you're taught that you are separate and that you are not enough and that you are missing something or you're incomplete. And so I think, like, what if that's the video game that we signed up for? Okay, you're going to go in and forget everything and then just go on this journey of remembering and waking up and remembering who you really are.
Hmm.
So I you, I know people turn that into a problem or something. Like it's like, no, this is what we signed up for. I came here to do this. Like I came here to feel all the things. I came here to experience all of the emotions. I came here to have things fall apart on me and see what happens from there and see how I feel about it and what am I going to do about it then. And so I don't see any of those as a negative thing. And it's one
Yeah.
of the things I've been talking about just a lot with people of like, I think one of the most terrible things that we ever learned was this idea that there's negative emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you're all the emotions, but then we're saying like 80% of them shouldn't be here, or they're wrong or bad, or when they're here, that means that something's wrong. And it's like, no, no, we're all of it. We're the whole rainbow. We can't kick out three of the colors because somebody told us that they were bad colors. Like, and those colors make the rainbow more beautiful.
Hmm.
And so, your question was like, how did we get here? I mean, I think we signed up for it,
Hmm.
and and whew, I'm laughing about it right now. I'm not always laughing about
Yeah, I was about to say,
it.
when you're pissed off, you're not laughing about
Yeah,
it.
sometimes it downright sucks,
Yeah.
and I came here for that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. What is just in working with people, what's the emotion that you see people label negatively the most? I think I could take a guess, but I'm curious, like what you
Um,
hear.
Yeah, I mean, some of the big ones, the anger, the sadness, the grief, those are all powerful emotions. And it's like, most of
Mm,
us were taught from little kids, it's like, hey, don't be sad. Don't be angry. Like learning from adults that don't have their own relationship with those feelings and they've bought into, because like if you really know grief, you know that it's not bad, it's not wrong, it's actually like it's beautiful, it's actually part of the healing process of loss. Like when you really know anger, it's like, no, my gosh, anger is so important. Yeah, anger's and it's like, wait, it wasn't anger that ever hurt anybody. Anger never lashed out at anybody. That was
yeah.
someone suppressing anger for 40 years and it finally like broke open. So, you know, let me actually look at a different one. What do people resist the most? Uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And one of the things I teach, you've heard me say for sure, it's like we have a mind that mistakes uncomfortable for unsafe.
Yes.
Like 95% of the time, I'm uncomfortable, but we're reacting and responding like we're unsafe. Whereas it's like, oh no, no, this is just uncomfortable. This is just what growth feels like. This is the edge of our box.
Yeah. Those conversations have really helped me reframe the idea of fear. Because of course, there's some things in life to be scared of,
Mm.
if you're not in the healthiest place or someone that you love is going through something, like there's definitely room to feel a sense of fear, but like always coming back to that question of, am I safe right now? That I'm not, fear is not what I'm experiencing. There's something deeper
Oh,
there that I get to explore. And I find myself, in a lot of conversations with people I love of I'm scared of this. It's like, you're not scared of that.
yeah.
You're scared of yourself and the power that you hold. So I took that one from your book. Um and yeah, like just the expansiveness that even that fact, like that's a fact. That feels so good to be like, it's okay to not feel great about this right now, but there's stuff to explore before you slap a label on it.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I totally left out fear, so thank you.
You're welcome. I was also going to bring up shame because,
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, guilt and shame. That's
yeah,
yeah,
buddies, they go together.
totally. They are and they're yeah, profound teachers. So,
Yeah. Speaking of teachers, can you share a little bit more about like what role the breath plays in our life? I get to hear a lot from you in the context of breath work itself, but
mhm.
we've been talking a little bit about emotions, and I think the breath is misunderstood sometimes as this thing versus this part of us that
Mm.
that we experience every day.
Yeah. Yeah, where do I go with this? There's a lot I could say about the breath.
Go for it.
First of all, we could only misunderstand it. It's too big, it's too vast. Like our minds are not capable of truly comprehending or understanding like what this is and how we work with it and how connected we are to it. So, um, it's we could talk about the breath like a bridge. It is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious, between the finite and the infinite. It's the bridge between the seen and the unseen.
Hmm.
Um, it's the life force. I know there seems to be an experience that quite a few people have, like in breathwork sessions, where they have this experience of realizing like, wait, who I really am and what I really am is actually more like the breath than it is this physical body. And so it's like, yeah, what if you are the breath that's taking this body for a spin for 80 years or 90 years or whatever, and then
Wow,
we set this body aside, but you still go on.
that's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah. uh, yeah, I mean, I love the breath. It is just, it's been, I think I've been doing breath work for 27 years or something like that. And it never disappoints. Still keeps it just keeps taking me to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. I had this really, really beautiful breathwork session one time where um, I had this experience, and it was just, I don't have words for it, but it was like the
Yeah.
bliss. It was enlightenment, and my mind comes in and it's like, oh, this is enlightenment. And and then it just opened up again. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that wasn't enlightenment because this is enlightenment. And then it just opened up again.
Hmm.
And it happened like 50, 60 times. And I mean, I'm just laughing at the absurdity of, again, it's like our mind is always trying to come in and find some sort of reference point or some sort of finish line. And it's just like, no, there's truly no end to what's possible. The same, like, it's like, um, how much more can I open my heart? It's like there's never an end to that. It just keeps going and going and going. It's infinite. And so that's one of the beautiful dances. It's like the breath just keeps showing us like that there's more than we could ever possibly understand or wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I leave sessions and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Hmm.
Like you almost don't want it to go away, like to leave, you want to stay there forever because everything feels so real that you experience in a session.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's such an expansive feeling to know that like that experience is probably only the precipice of the next.
Yeah. Well, and that incredible feeling is just more of you.
Yeah.
Like it didn't give that feeling to you. It uncovered what was already here.
Hmm.
And so like, yeah, like those are the most incredible experiences of our lives is when we were experiencing more of ourselves. And I also see the brilliance of this earth of like that would you wouldn't really get to have the full human experience if you were had so much of yourself all of the time, right? Because you can't take things seriously. Like, I mean, you're not going to take money seriously. You're not going to take like relationships or the government or anything. You're just like, you,
La la la.
right? It's like like when you're really connected, there's some sort of knowing of that this is right, the illusion of this, or that this is a dream, and so I
Yeah.
think I'm like there was this like we came into this dream for a reason, and we came here to experience this dream and go through all of the things, and there's periods of time where it's important to have like a level of forgetting or a level of amnesia about who and what you really are, so you can really like get in it, get in the mud.
Yeah. It's funny before I came to your group a couple of weeks ago, last time you were down here, I was reflecting and I shared with you I was nervous because I hadn't breathed in a very long time for myself. And it was so funny because I was sitting there, I was like, oh my God, I've regressed so much. Like, look at all the things I'm getting angry at. Before, when I was breathing frequently, it's like, no, everything's fine, everything's beautiful. And I always come back to what you said. Not everything can be sunshine and rainbows, otherwise we'd be assholes. And I'm like, I'm being an asshole right now. Time to go to breath work. It was funny.
Well, and what if we don't regress?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because that's just this idea that our minds make up about some imaginary, spectrum.
Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm farther along from where I was, but it's like you're still right in the middle of infinite, just like you've always been.
Mm, that's important, I think, because, for someone I, being in corporate America, like my whole life, I've always been an achiever because of the things that I do, not because of who I am. I guess I've felt valuable because of the things that I do, not because of just genuinely who I exist as.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people operate that way. And so unraveling just getting to exist and taking the pressure off of, well, once I get to here, this will happen, or people will perceive me in XYZ way, or, I'll be more liked or make more money or whatever comes to mind for them first. It's like, what if you can just let go of all that pressure and just be where you're at, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. For me, that was a big process of like it's like feeling the things that I didn't want to happen, right? If you
Yeah.
want to be more liked, then it's like I'm people pleasing, I'm doing all this stuff that's actually not serving me because I'm trying to get the people in my life to like me or the people at my work or whatever. And so I would turn those around into like, well, I would start giving people permission not to like me. And the most important part of this exercise is like feeling all the stuff that comes up. It's like I give you permission not to like me, and like at first it's like, right, it's tense, it's tight, it's
Right.
like feels like you get punched in the stomach sometimes at some of these, and it's like to breathe with that content and give it room and let it move and let it like relax and open in your body.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts to take the charge off of that. It becomes we get more free there, and then all of a sudden it's like I do give you permission. Like you don't have to like me, and it's true. And there's nothing in my system that's like saying otherwise. And then there's this freedom
Yeah.
because I don't have to do anything. Like I don't have to try to be something because I don't need anything from you. And so you've heard me talk about this. My first one, it was like I realized it's like, wow, I've never made a decision for myself because everything comes through this filter of what are other people going to think.
Yep.
And I was trying so hard not to be judged by everyone in the world. And I realized like that's like I had never made a choice for myself because all of it was coming through that. And so that was my mantra for months of like, in my head when I'd be in meditation, thinking about somebody, like giving them permission not, or giving people permission to judge me and just feeling the content, feeling the energy, the resistance that comes up in that. And it just really, it created so much freedom in my life. It just really opened up. It's like, wow, I wasn't tired when I was around people anymore. Like
Mm.
I used to be exhausted when I'd be around people.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, it's because I was putting so much energy into what are other people going to think? How are they judging me? And so it's like when I wasn't doing that anymore, it's like, oh my gosh, people aren't, I thought people were sucking energy from me. It was like, no, it was all what was happening here. There was this battle
Totally.
going on inside of me, and I started to relax that, and that changed my life in such a significant way that after that I just started finding every place, everything I don't want people to think about me, or everything you know, I want, if there's something that's like, I really want this to work, it's like I give this permission to fail and feeling all the stuff that comes up. It's
Mm.
like just really acknowledging it's like, hey, it might fail. And I don't want that, and feeling all the feelings that come up in that. And it's just like just the freedom that kept opening up, and the peace, and the relaxation and the
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah. I love like the idea of less trying and just more being, I'm
Yeah.
trying to do this, I'm trying to be that. And it's like, no, like just be yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah. Who are you when you're not trying to be something?
Yeah.
And that's I think we can explore that for the rest of our lives here. Who am I when I'm not trying to be something? It's like, oh, right.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's wow, it's such a relief. It's so peaceful. And it's like, yeah, because you just get to be you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody has to try to do that.
Yeah. Do you ever like catch yourself like just I catch myself all the time being like, okay, like don't forget that.
Hmm.
Don't forget that question. Because
Right.
it's really easy, as people are waking up and triggering each other, which we do need as much as some of the things that we see happen as a result like not feel great. Um like we need those things for us to evolve together, right? Like no one is more evolved than the other. We're just all on this process. And I catch myself a lot being like, okay, like less trying to evolve, just naturally evolving,
Yeah.
you know?
Um, like I don't write things down or try to remember things anymore because it's amazing how like just like they come in when you need them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're there because a lot of times again, and I know that I used to do that. Okay, I gotta remember this, and then I'm gonna use that teaching as a way to fight against my reality and try to control my reality, and so it was like it's yeah, just another tool for control. I okay, and now there's like another way I'm not doing it right. I should be more spiritual. I
Yeah.
should be doing it this way, and it's like there's truly no rule book. You can do whatever you want. I tell people like some people came here to drink beer and watch football every day for the rest of their lives, and like that's okay. Like that's not a wasted life. We've probably all had that life at some point in time,
Yeah.
and it's like neither one is better than the other one. And so there's really this, just
Mm,
receiving where we're at. Like you don't like what if you don't need to grow anymore? What if you don't need to learn anymore? What if you don't need to evolve anymore? It's like, what if everything's okay right here?
complete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think the world would be very different if we all
mm,
felt and understood that.
yeah. And probably why it won't ever be like that because that would probably be not as interesting.
Right. We'd all be assholes then.
Or yeah, yeah, we would just all be zenned out and
Yeah.
sitting in our caves or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't sound half bad either. So we've talked a lot about breath work, but for those who may have never done conscious breath work or like really any sort form of shifting the breath, how would you explain breath work to someone who's
Yeah.
listening?
Yeah, I mean, breathwork means a lot of things. I call breathwork like any conscious
Yeah.
breathing practice. And so to sit down and take 10 deep breaths is breathwork.
Yeah.
And there's so many practices. I think I love all of them. I think I tell everyone like, hey, try them all. Like try like if there's a new breathwork practice that you come across, like give it a try and see like if it speaks to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have ones that right now I love more than others, but I think it's great, and I love that the awareness is finally like it's really coming out there and starting to like be more mainstream now, and there's so many more books about it, and there's clinical studies going on right now, and
Yes.
just realizing like how important it is. Not everybody is a candidate for plant medicine or any of these things, but most people, well, all people are a candidate for some of the breath practices,
Yeah.
and so it's so available. I've for so long, like I've had breathing practices just a daily part of what I do, and it's just it's been absolutely incredible. So, I always tell people like obviously after the like circular connected breathing session, like we're talking like what we're doing, people are just like, wow, that was the most amazing thing ever. That was absolutely, they're blown away by how powerful it is. And I like to tell people like, that, yeah, I love, this is a beautiful breath practice, and it's also not necessary. This is for all of the times that we didn't breathe. This is for all the times we weren't present in our life. This is for all the times, that we were just not with life. And so my favorite breath practice in the entire world is to just breathe right now. Is to
Mm.
just and my the practice that I love so much that I do all of the time. I just call it lower, slower, deeper, softer. And it's just how low, how slow, how deep, and how soft can I breathe?
Mm.
And things, we you can get yourself to where you can breathe once a minute, but you're breathing the whole time. And it's just like it's this state of peace, of connection. It's like we're moving. It's keeping it's keeping our system in movement. And so um, just like water, if we stop water for too long, like when water is moving, it's vibrant, it's alive, it's healthy. But if we let water sit there for too long, then it starts to smell and grow stuff. Same thing happens in our bodies and our energy and our emotions. It's like when we're letting it move and movement is happening, it's like it's in a healing state. It's vibrant, it's alive. The places where we've manifested, conditions in our body or diseases, it's like here's a place where energy has been stagnant or has been stuck or has been not moving for quite a long period of time. And so, even when we know we have those, if we have a place of tension in the body, it's like to just breathe through that area. Spend time in that area every day and just breathing to bring movement through it, not to make it go away. Some of these things have
Yeah.
been there for a while. Sometimes I've got tricky places in my body that like require lots of love, lots of
Yeah.
attention. And but it's like as we do that, it's like allowing ourselves to move. It's kind of like the opposite of like
Mm.
the ego. The ego's job, like first of all, its job is to keep us safe, and to be safe, it wants to be in control. And being in control is almost like the opposite of movement,
Yeah.
right? And it wants to understand everything. It wants to have everything figured out, and that's the opposite of movement, because it's like an answer is kind of like this is the way that it is for good.
Yep.
And now we've stopped the energy. But it was like, so like what if we have an answer and it's like, yeah, that for maybe that's what it is for now, right? Cool. That this is yeah, cool. Well, this is what it is for now, but leaving it open, giving it room to move and change and grow, and maybe we decide, just like science is always changing.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, yeah, that thing we thought 20 years ago, no, that wasn't it.
Wrong. Yeah.
So So it's like even with the ideas that we have about ourselves and the world and our family members and other people, it's like those
Mm.
ideas, it's like, hold those ideas loosely. Like let them move, let them grow, let them move on, because maybe that's not the final destination of that, and we get to see like that everything was different than what we thought it was.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that is trusting that process. It's really easy to say, I got to XYZ milestone, or I have this thought that's really rooted in what I believe. Therefore, it is.
Mm.
Which, I mean, we always talk about, you do create your reality. The things that you believe
Yeah.
are a reflection of what occurs and happens and appears in your life. And I think it's really important to just trust that in that time, in that space, this is what you're meant to feel, experience, go through,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah,
with no
yeah.
like expectation of what the result is of that.
Yeah, and I'm not making any thoughts wrong, because like we're all it's if it wasn't these thoughts, it would be different thoughts. If it
Totally.
wasn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like we're always in turning, new thoughts, new ideas, new belief systems. But yeah, some of those big ones, if someone wanted to start exploring themselves, it's like, well, I like to have a reference point. Like if we check in, when each one of us, and we might all have a different experience of this, but like when that something is true, or when you just know
Yeah.
that resonates with you, or you just know that's like that's it, right? There's that alignment. We all have the way in which we experience that in ourselves, and it's like, cool, that's how you experience truth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so use that as a reference point to check some of those ideas that you got floating around your head. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm not good enough. And it's like, how does that feel? It's like, that doesn't feel very good. And it's like,
Then it's not for you.
be, because, because it's not true, right? If it doesn't feel like truth, then maybe it's not entirely true. And we start to unravel those because yeah, I think that seems to be the awakening journey for so many of, again, we just get trained all of these things and all of these beliefs, and it's almost like the more that you know, the more that you have figured out, the more miserable you become.
Yep.
And that, again, that is our awareness letting us know, like, wait, something's off here, you know. Maybe I don't have it all figured out. And just maybe considering that to someone that had it all figured out, maybe I don't have it all figured out. That's going to be a relief in their system. That's
Yeah.
actually going to, they're going to feel lighter. They're going to feel more open if they truly entertain that. And then we just get to start unpacking. And it's like, you know, I've always reminded my clients, that who we really are and what we really are is beyond what our minds can understand.
Yes.
Just like our minds cannot understand infinite, something that has no beginning or no end, that just can't do it. The same thing as with who we are, what God is, why we're really here. It's like it is too vast for our minds to fully capture. And so all of those ideas of like, I've got it figured out, it's going to feel too small.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you said this without saying it. I remember us chatting on the phone before I started your facilitator program. Like this is all an exercise of intuition. It's all about just trying and experimenting and having fun and like being present during that process. And you will notice what is for you and what speaks to you the most loudly. Um, and and from there, like it's all gravy. Then you get to do those things and be those things.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Ram Dass said it. Death is like taking off an old shoe or something like that.
That
It's
sounds
that
like Ram Dass. Yeah.
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 It's like this constant rebirthing. Like, okay, this shoe doesn't fit. Cool, I'm gonna put on a different size, a different shape, a different style, and it all come together.
Yeah. Yeah. And I, it, I was speaking to some people recently, and it's interesting how people, how maybe my mind did it too. It turns like the spiritual journey into like this burden, this like, oh, you got to take off another shoe or whatever. But again, realizing like that's what we came here to do.
Yeah.
I came here for all of this. Like this is great. I can't wait to get my mind blown again, right? I can't wait to realize something that I thought was true is, oh, totally
Yeah.
incorrect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said earlier, when you're in the muck and stuff, it's not like quote unquote. You're probably not thinking that way every single day. Maybe you are, but I'm certainly like, oh shit, another thing? Like, oh,
Yeah.
dang it. I didn't think that this would happen, but here we are. What are we going to do about it now?
Well, now it seems like, that I'm still get to have a human life and all the crazy human things that go along with that.
Hmm.
And there is like this, there's the part that gets triggered, and then there's also this part that's like so excited for like
Yeah.
whatever this is going to be so good, right? This
Yeah.
is um what else would give me the opportunity to feel exactly what I'm feeling other than like this perfect circumstances and these events that had to go exactly this way to make me feel this way. And so it's kind of like if we realize, it's like, what if we never feel the same thing twice? It's like, no, you're not feeling anger again. It's like what if you've never met this and we get to meet this for what it really is?
Hmm.
It's like this is art that's happening right now that is never going to be exactly like this. And so like how much can I soak this up? How much can I take this in? And it really just changes. It makes all of the hard experiences so beautiful too.
So worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you are just expanding incredibly. It's so fun to watch and to continue to learn from you. But what do you think is like the future of breathwork in our world? What's its role going forward?
Yeah. Um, what is the future of breathwork? I mean, I think it's going to, I think it's going to keep expanding. I think
Hmm.
it's going to come across more and more people. You're going to find it in more and more organizations. I wish that we would teach like kids to breathe and how important it is to, to feel their
Yeah.
feelings and to be in their bodies. It's like wow, if we would have all learned that when we were kids. Um, so
And
I,
it's not too late for that either, That's what's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, totally. Um, so I think it's expanding, and there's all of the breathwork practices, and one of the really amazing things that all the breathwork practices do is just deepen our relationship with the breath.
Hmm.
Because again, it's when we're open and present, it's like you are with the breath, you are with your body, you're with every cell in your body, you are um, you know, it's it's not a practice that you have to remember anymore. It's just your life and who you are. And so that's where it's going for everybody.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
I'm gonna keep introducing people to the breath and just watching all the miracles happen.
Yeah. It's really cool. I did a one-on-one session with my mom a couple of days ago, and I'll let her share her experience if she feels like it, but um, it was just so fun. Like I was smiling the whole time because I've talked about this so much. I've talked about the impact that practicing has had for me and also facilitating, right? Like that's a transformative experience in and of itself. And I was just like, wow, this is so cool to see someone that I love so much, like, try this on and
Hmm.
discover like a brand new thing that, she never would have signed up for anyway, if she didn't know and love me. And so it feels very cool to see the connectedness and like how we're each conduits of that discovery for each other. It's
Was
awesome.
was that was her first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just in Vegas this last week, and I had so many new people that were like just first time, and it's so fun just like watching people's minds get blown, and they're just like, wow, they had no idea that this was possible, or what was inside of them, or just these incredible experiences that they can have, or they can connect with loved ones on the other side, or just realizing that wow, energy is real.
Yes.
Yeah,
And your gifts are yours. Like we all have them,
yeah.
It's just remembering those for yourself and yeah, it never gets old, you know.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. It's still amazing.
Yeah. So cool. Well, I have some kind of wrap up questions for you.
Okay.
And you've alluded to this first one a couple times, but I'm curious for you, what is your favorite part about the human experience?
The love, the love and the connection. And
Hmm.
what is my favorite? My absolute favorite part about doing what I do is getting to be there, just getting to be the witness of someone finding themselves, of someone opening up, or
Mm.
you know, finding that, oh my gosh, I finally found that I love myself, and just getting to be there for those moments. It's just the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful. Why do you think spiritual connection or connection to self is important?
because that's like it's anything else is not true.
Hmm.
So it's like the disconnection is, I mean, that's those are the most excruciating, painful experiences that we can have is disconnection. And it's like it's like it's just so far away from who we really are and what's really true. And so that's why it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So it's the whatever doing the work again, it's like when it hurts so bad, when I feel so disconnected, it's like, hey, how what am I believing that's not true? Like what am I trying to stuff myself into that I don't fit into? And we might relax, like maybe entertain the idea, okay, well maybe I'm not as bad as I think I am or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, and there's some relief, maybe there's some more connection. And so yeah, did that answer that question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody takes it a different direction. Like I agree with you. I think there's no, you're the only person that you will know for your entire lifetime. You're born alone and you die alone. It's a key concept in yogic philosophy. And so it's this feeling, this idea that like being connected to yourself is our job. It's what we came here to experience, and I think that's so cool, so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish everyone gets to know that. Like that's yeah. Everyone could
Yeah,
see how amazing they are.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. Through every season too. We're not always gonna have the best times, the best things. We make hard choices, but even in that, like you're still good, whole.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any books or resources that you would share with our listeners today about what we talked about, breath work, intuition, all that good stuff?
Let's see.
Besides your book when it's written.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, there's a book that's been in the works for a while.
Woohoo.
Um, I good breath books. There's Breathe, the Breathe book by James Nestor is a great one for people to start getting to know. Dan Brulet's book, Just Breathe. Uh, those are those are great books about the breath. I think there's more and more coming out, which is cool. And did you say like intuition?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
any resources that come to your mind to share.
yeah. I mean, I would say like since each one of us has each one of us has our own beautiful journey, and I even I joke around and this is totally true, but it's like sometimes the bad teachers are the best teachers too. And so
Mm,
it was like, someone that I wouldn't necessarily recommend out there to the world, they might be the perfect person for like I've had like some of my best teachers have been the bad teachers. You see like, oh, okay, what not to do or why that's so important for the main piece with that is like, for each person it's like to get to know how we know when something is for us and when something is not.
mm,
And it's like, whether that's a feeling in our body or, some way in which we experience, it's like when something is for me and when something is not for me. And then you just follow that, right? Because your heart might guide you to the teacher that wasn't the highest integrity teacher because,
yes,
man, we were going to learn so much about integrity from that person.
absolutely.
Yeah. So follow your heart. That's my,
Beautiful. That's
yeah,
great advice.
yeah. Lots of books. Follow your heart.
Just out of curiosity, Breath is one of my favorite books. Do you tape your mouth at night?
I don't. I've done it before.
Okay.
I don't. My mouth doesn't come open at night anymore. So,
Well, I'm
um,
jealous of you.
yeah,
My boyfriend and I tape our mouths, or we more often than not do, because yeah, it's otherwise it's a snore fest up in here.
yeah. I just ordered this thing though to try to play with. It's some mouthpiece that like holds your jaw out a little bit and holds your tongue down, and so it like actually opens up your airway at night when you sleep.
Whoa.
Haven't tried it yet, but I'll let you know about that. But it was like something to something to explore.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well yeah, you'll
I'll
have to
I'll
keep me
let you know if it's
updated.
any good. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll test it out. Sometimes these things aren't good. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that's okay too.
yeah.
And then for you, you have a lot of retreats coming up. This episode will air in like mid late March, early April. So is there anything you want to share where we can find you? What's coming up for you in the near future?
Yeah. I mean, I have my schedule on my website, zachrehder.com. Um, yeah, we have some retreats going on. We have Sedona retreats going on 4 days. I'll be on the road doing breathwork events around, and some like shorter events too. As like I have one coming up in Seattle in 2 weeks, called Releasing Resistance,
Hmm.
and talking about a few other places of like doing that, like maybe in the Midwest and some other places. So um, yeah, and then also just feeling I've talked to so many people, and it's like it just it this year is it's going to be an interesting year. It just feels like there's so many new things that want to happen and come through and be born, and I very much feel that, and I'm not clear on what that looks like yet.
Cool.
So to be continued.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned in for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, you keep saying that. I'm like, woo, bring it on,
yeah,
please. Nicely though. Cool. Well, this has been absolutely lovely. Thank you again. I'm so grateful to have you back because we recorded an episode almost a year ago now and never aired it. So, um, I'm very grateful that you took some time to come back and chat with all of our listeners today.
yeah. Thank you for having me. It was an honor
Yeah.
to be here. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.